What's up? It's Small. Now, on the last video, I spoke about faith. That faith is what binds you with your vision. But I couldn't talk about faith unless I spoke also about doubt. Because if I live out doubt, I live out a very critical component that arises as soon as you find what you call to be your calling or your vision or your life's mission or your purpose, right? So this is what happens, right? So suppose you've been saying, I want the purpose of life to finally reach me. I want to know what my existence is for. And then boom, one day reality hits you and you become aware of what you want to do. Here's what will begin to happen inside of you. Number one, you will get excited. Why? Because this vision, when this purpose that you begin to develop, when you have it, it excites you when you look at how amazing your life can be. You're so excited about it. You just want to delve into the middle of it and just live it, right? So it's like you project into the future and you begin to see how amazing your life can be should you follow this purpose. But immediately after you have your excitement, guess what? Doubt is going to creep in. And you know what doubt is going to say? Who are you? Who do you think you are? What makes you think you have everything that you need in order to succeed in this world? Dude, you suck. You have low confidence. You don't even have the money to start your business. Dude, you failed your whole life. What makes you think you can succeed at this? Doubt will creep in and all sorts of words are going to be thrown inside your mind. And that becomes the battle that you deal with. Now, the title of this video really is that fear is a sign of action. Fear is a sign of action. Why? Because as soon as you discover what you wanted to do, once your excitement is done and your doubt creeps in, possibly it dives in because you have never felt so excited about adventuring into something before. And so the fear is there to say to you, okay, cool, here's an exciting life that you can live. The question is, are you then going to do whatever you need to do in order to get there? Or are you going to have doubt? Are you going to let doubt take over, or are you going to let excitement take over? So the fear becomes the sign that you gotta take action. I'll give you an example. After I did everything that I needed to do inside the house, practice, learn quote, performed in front of my mirror, recorded the video, and did everything that I felt was okay in order to get me in front of a crowd until I prepared myself well enough, I moved to stand in front of kids. Now here's what happened. I was excited about the opportunity of finally getting to stand in front of people and give a presentation, because this is me testing myself. Do I have what it takes? Could I really do this? Was I born to do this? Was it just a childhood memory? Or can I really pursue this thing? So that was a defining moment in my life. My excitement was taking over. And I pushed myself and I got there and I asked for the opportunity to speak. The principal gave me an opportunity and I found myself standing in front of kids. Now here's what happened that is critical, that will happen to you as soon as you find what you call to be your calling. I found myself standing in front of 50 kids. But that's all of them, right? And here they are to hear this guy who says he's a motivational speaker. And because this is my first time, I'm testing myself to see whether this is something I am born to do or not. And here is a defining moment in my life. It is finally come. And I had a quote that says, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. I remember that moment, but I had prepared myself. I was confident. I had everything inside of me. I had my notes inside my diary, man, 10 books thick, all right? And I found myself in a defining moment and fear began to creep into me. Now remember what I said, fear is a sign of action. Fear began to creep into me. And I began to become fearful and doubtful and scared. And I'm doing all of this while the kids are standing in front of me. Oh my gosh, here's a defining moment. Luckily, I was prepared. And I had read a book by a lady called Susan Jeffers. The lady says the title of the book is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And inside of the book, she talks about how fear is there not to stop you from doing what you do, but rather to say to you, you gotta push harder. The fear is not there to scare you, but to get you to act. And you gotta not focus on the fear, you gotta focus on what you're there to do. And I confronted my fear. I remember I put my hand in front of those kids and it was shaking, brother. It was shaking. I remember that moment. I was shaking like nobody's business. I confronted that fear. But as soon after confronting it, my arm went still and I could give a presentation the way I had planned it to. And here's what I discovered. On the other side of your fear, my friend, is somebody you want to become. On the other side of your fear is the most amazing person you could ever become. On the other side of your fear lies the biggest form of life that you can create for yourself. I faced that fear. And at the end of the presentation, I might have spoken badly. Yes, I'm aware of that. I might not have given the best presentation. Yes, I am aware of that too. But here's one thing that happened. That day unlocked the potential within me. That day made me believe that I have what it takes. And that fear didn't stop me from achieving my dream. Because at the end of that week, not only did I speak to one school, I ended up speaking to 5 schools. And by the end of that, I wasn't even using my notes anymore. My confidence had gone up. My level of energy had showed up. I started believing more and more that I can do this when I saw myself producing the results. And just like that, the second version of my life had just began. And I became the man that I am today simply because that one day, fear did not stop me from pursuing my dreams, man. It pushed me into action. And when I took action, I created a life that I never thought I would live. So yeah, man, there it is. Just an example of what it really means out here when you're following your dreams. What it really means to follow your dreams. It means you gotta follow that fear. And when it comes, you gotta take action. And when it comes, you gotta take action. Understand that that is the sign that fear is trying to give you. When there's fear involved, action needs to be taken. And every single time you take the action, you become bigger than you used to be. Because now, you have beaten your fear. So yeah, man, I hope this video changes your life somehow. That this adds value to your life and you can pursue the things that you want. And one day when you make it, you will be one of those people that other people look towards because you didn't hope. Instead, you took control of this whole process and didn't allow fear to stop you. And hey, man, there's somebody else inside of you. Don't die until the world gets to see that person. Cheers! And I'll catch you guys on the next video.